So if you don't uncouple the fear from coming up out of freeze, it can feel like panic, rage, overwhelm. There's way too much energy, plus you're combining with fear. And then that gets way out of control. And then you're either going to direct that inward or outward. So you're either going to destroy stuff or direct it right back toward yourself. So to me, this is a potential path to cutting and suicide. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's a mixed state, freeze. Now, as far as dealing with freeze in the moment, like you're actually having a panic, I don't know of any hacks. I don't currently. I know for me, when I was on that bridge, my wife was next to me. I was like, hold my hand. I thought maybe like physical grounding would help. Like, okay, talk to me. The only thing that did help me was narrating what was happening. I'm driving that homeless. I was just narrating out loud. I was telling the same her, but I got over the bridge. So you really have to learn your nervous system. You really have to learn like what works best for you, and try it out. Really, it's like a guess and check kind of thing. And if narrating stuff for you helps during a panic, narrate away. If holding a hand or grasping a little toy, like you really have to kind of figure these things out individually, and with your clients too. You can play around with visions. Just become curious about what works for you to get the ladder. So the next mixed state is play. This is flight, fight, plus being safe and social. That equals play. This is shared attention. Both people or all people are safe, or all mammals, I guess, and in the same bodily state. So that means they are primarily safe and social with flight, fight activated. This play is fantastic. It is so important. Like kids play, right? That's what they do. That's how they learn new skills. That's how they practice new coping skills. That's how they practice survival skills in the wild, like little lion cubs. They practice survival skills by playing it out based on what they see. It's huge. How many of the kids that we work with have gotten adequate play from safe parents or adults in their life? But it's extremely important. So for example, tag, this is flight and fight. Like you're running, you're using your legs, you're using that system. Touching someone gently uses this system. It's not full-on fighting, but you're using that circuitry. Hide and seek, shut down or freeze, like you're being quiet, you're being still. In anticipation of someone finding you. Like when you describe it that way, it's pretty freaky, but it's play. So it exercises the system. It is extremely important why play therapy can be so valuable. It exercises your system, it taps into safe and social. It's kind of like you're using it up and down. You're going up and down the ladder, you're exercising and building resiliency. For traumatized individuals, play may activate the defense systems without the ability to receive or give co-regulation. We'll talk more about co-regulation. But, who works with younger kids? Oh, nice. Do you work with anyone that doesn't play well with others? Yeah. Like, why not? Why don't they? Do they have access to their safe and social state primarily and consistently? Or do they drop too far down into flight fight and they lose access to their safe and social play? So play activates flight fight, but we have to have access to our safe and social system in order for it to be play. Like if I'm my son and I are like wrestling, and he starts to hit. He's lost access to his safe and social system. He's only 4, so it's still building. But he's now too far down into his fight state. So at that point, I provide co-regulation of let's push against each other and use the energy in a safe way. But
it makes sense why when siblings always wrestle, like it always ends up in the end becoming not good.
It starts off as play, but at some point, one person who probably has less access to their safe and social system takes it too seriously, like it's gone too far. Yeah. And then it becomes actually about hurting someone, and there's no guilt about what you've done. I think when we hurt someone during play and it's an accident, we feel bad about it because we're in our safe and social state. We have empathy still. But if we're out of that system and now we're actually hurting someone, we're not going to feel bad about it because we no longer are in our safe and social system. We're in our flight fight place, right? So these are the kids that we work with, right? The face-to-face signals safety. When you play, you have to have face-to-face signals of safety. So let's take a look at these two and tell me if they're playing or not. Are they playing? I'm really serious. Love that. So how do you know they weren't playing though? What tells you it's no longer playing? No, was there no wagging tails? What was it? They took their facial contact away. They were saying like, I'm done. It's not. What? Anything else?
Almost like the contemplation of whether they're going to fight or flight. Like,
Oh, how they're gonna handle this?
like it was like, I'm going to fight, I'm not going to fight.
Yeah, they're waiting.
Because if
They're
they're
kind of
playing,
waiting.
it would be an ongoing engagement, right? For
the most part, yeah.
engagement. And it was these pauses of, okay, what am I going to attack or not attack? And wanting to attack, but pull back.
Yeah, but they weren't no longer safe, right? Anything else that told you it was not playing anymore? What happened to their voices? Sharp, deep, barking, right? Yeah, they were showing their teeth. Their face no longer showed safety, right? It was about aggression. And like, back off, leave my ducky alone, leave my toy alone. All right, how about these two? Are these two playing? And how do you know? Are they playing?
Yeah.
How can you tell?
Eye contact.
Consistent face-to-face contact, huh?
Almost like the ladder, they always come back to an up position instead of staying
Sure.
defensive.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but they're exposing their bellies, they're laying down, but then they pop right back up. So they're able to use the system to come up and down, like they're good at it. No barking. The cat actually did a meow toward the end there. It's a very safe meow. Cat, danger meow sound, they have a very distinct, horrible sound if you've ever heard one. But yeah, they're making face-to-face contact with the whole time. They're being playful. They're playing. Okay, it's really important then that these kids that we work with, they go out to lunchtime and a lot of stuff happens, right?
Yeah.
Some of them really need to have an adult to connect with and play with first, like just playing catch. There's a lot of kids, and I don't think school's set up for this, but there's some kids who are just not able to function in school. And in my opinion, the first thing they should do when they come to school is play catch with somebody. And I don't know, I love playing catch. So if they could come into school, get greeted and welcomed, and then play catch with an adult in a safe way, and work their way up the ladder, and then go to class, that would probably be a lot more effective than go to class. They're not able to handle it. So, but doing that safe play with adults can build your capacity to play with peers and be able to sit still in class. And stillness is our next mixed state. This is shutdown plus safe and social. That equals stillness. But this is stillness without fear. This is stillness where you're not in danger. So sitting in silence, self-reflection, yoga, meditation, all these require stillness on some level, right? Using the restroom requires stillness. Intimacy, sleeping, all of these require stillness. Sitting in class and paying attention. You have to be still, right? Or that's the way it's designed. You have to be still. But stillness for traumatized or people stuck down the Polyvagal ladder is not safe. When they're still, they experience danger. If you're in more of a fight state, sitting still does not work very well for you. You want to move, right? So it doesn't do very well for you at all. Kids in a shutdown place who come in, put their hoodie on, and like lay on the desk, they're okay with being still, but they're okay with not moving. But that's different than what I'm saying, which is stillness, which is being safe and social, plus not being immobilized. Think about sleep problems and anxiety, laying down to go to sleep, lights off, causes a lot of problems for many people who exist more down in that flight place. This is a huge problem with the kids I work with not being able to fall asleep. When they lay down and immobilize themselves, really it's this neuroception of I'm vulnerable to danger, to a predator. You're exposed. Some images of stillness. Ideally, yeah, stillness. This is I'm using the restroom. It's peppermints from the Elf on the Shelf. Any questions about mixed states? So that's the general. We got the basic states. We got basic mixed states. I believe it's possible to have gradients or like percentages of each. How you track that, I have no idea, and ultimately it doesn't matter. I think that if you can identify, or if a student or a client can identify, I primarily exist in shutdown or flight fight, that's a huge step forward. So what percentage that is, I don't think it matters.